Hey, it's the Roger Show, and I'm interviewing Di Gray. How you going, Di?
I'm going very well, Roger. How are you?
Di is a business coach extraordinaire, Di. So tell us about you, Di. What do you do?
So what do? I work with businesses, small and large businesses, and really get into the guts of what their business is about and pull it to bits and put it back together. Wherever their gaps are is where we fill, pretty much.
And you're
That's what I
really
do.
qualified in business. I noticed you've got a master's. Is that right?
I do. I have an MBA, and of course, being the high achiever that I am, did a double major in that, so HR and marketing,
Great.
and also do a lot of work around internal auditing as well. Mm.
Nice. Yeah, because
So,
I
so
post.
that's what I mean by getting into the guts of a business.
Yeah, you're very big on structure and systems, aren't you?
Definitely, because they serve everything that happens within a business, from culture, from technical resources to the people. It's everything.
And as the
Yeah.
business expands, it definitely needs the structure to expand with it. And then that's where some businesses fall down as they expand.
Well, whether when they expand, and then if they're not doing that right, then they find that they're downsizing before they even need to, or they don't really need to downsize at all. It's just
Mm,
that they believe they do because the expansion hasn't gone the way they wanted it to be.
yeah.
So those are two pivotal change moments in a business: when
Mm.
it's expanding and when it's downsizing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. And I often hear of businesses firing staff simply because they think there's no need for them, and then rehiring within a few months because they've just made the wrong decision.
Yeah, and look, yeah, business is tough, and
Mm,
some of those decisions are tough.
yep.
And I don't think anybody deliberately goes out there to stuff it up. But we can sometimes inadvertently stuff it up. And that's a great example of what some businesses do. They rush in and employ people, then find out that they don't need them, then their business expands again, so then they've got to rehire them, or and
Yep.
there's not a lot of structure around why they're doing what they're doing. They're
Yeah.
just flying by the seat of their pants. Mm.
Yeah, I can
Which
see that. I can see that you're the business coach's business coach. So you're really, really into business. I love that. So what are you really passionate about, Di?
Look, what got me into consulting and coaching was this passion, and it's been there for a long time. This passion for developing workplaces where people grow, people's potential expands, and organically, so does the businesses. So
Mm,
it's this growth of the business and growth of the people that go hand in hand, and between them, if their systems and processes are not there to support the culture and support the people, then it doesn't work. So we spend so many hours at work. We spend so many hours away from our families at work. We've got to make this time something that is the growth of us, so that when we go home to our families, when we go out and play sports, it's an extension of what we do in our work. And our work is an extension of what we do outside of it as well.
I love the way you explain that, Di. That's brilliant. So just to get on a more human element, to get to people know who you are, tell us about where you grew up and all the stuff you did as a
Oh,
kid.
well, I don't know if many people, if you know New South Wales, Roger, but New South Wales here in Oz, it has a beautiful wine region called the Hunter Valley.
Oh yeah.
And I was very lucky to grow up in the wine region, this Hunter Valley area.
Wow.
It's absolutely spectacular. I still love going back there. I've still got family living there. And whenever we have people from overseas, because I married a Scotsman, so we
Oh.
have friends and family coming over from Scotland, it's a must that we go to this wine region. It's just beautiful. Yeah. So that's where I grew up.
Oh, outstanding. So you would have just been roaming around all the vineyards and doing some cool stuff there.
Yeah, well, growing up, I'm going to probably let go of a little secret about my age here, but when we grew up, that was before the booze bus came in. You know,
Right.
before Randy and
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
came in. And so, as a big family that we have in the Cessnock area, we used to go to the vineyards all the time for family celebrations and barbecues and et cetera, and et cetera. So wine tasting was definitely on the menu for the adults, and we used to just jump back in the car and drive home.
I know.
And we as children were none the wiser at all. And I mean, I must say, I'm glad that the booze bus and everything else has come in.
I know that was it early to mid 80s. They people used to just jump in their car after big parties and drive home. They'd be going all over the road.
Yeah, times have changed, and for the better, I might add. For the better. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was certainly a great childhood growing up there.
One memory I have is of my parents. Love them to bits. They're drunk after a big party, and they're just driving all over, and they're arguing in the front, and they pull up in the middle of the road, just in the middle of the road because it was a quiet road, and they're having this big disagreement. Hilarious. I mean, those days people used to walk out of the pub, totally tanked, straight into their car, and then just police, just wave the police and the golden age.
Yeah. Well, thank God it has changed, although there are still some people that seem to think that they can still do it. But anyway,
I know.
For another day, that's a whole new ball game, that one.
So Di, on a personal note again, what would be the biggest challenge that you've overcome in your life to this point to get here?
Interesting. Look, that's a big question, Roger. That's a really big question.
Or business. Could be life or business.
Because a challenge is, something I seek out.
Mm.
And what is a challenge for me may not necessarily be a challenge for anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, before we go on the challenge, it can seem like this insurmountable problem or exercise or whatever it is. And then you get onto the other side and you look back and you go, wow, that wasn't as challenging as I thought. So relative to after and what hindsight can bring, the challenges in life. I mean, we grew up, myself and my three sisters and our mum, we grew up with a brother with an intellectual disability. So there was certainly challenges growing up. I was a mum at 17. So, some people might go, well, that's challenging, yet I don't, it was a gift. I loved every minute of being a mum. Well, no, that's a slight exaggeration. I've loved my children every minute. So parenthood would be another challenge.
Yeah.
And then I remember the very first time that I did a public presentation. I remember being absolutely scared, absolutely frightened for my life being in a public forum. And so I got over that.
Yep.
Starting business, being some of the positions that I've held in other businesses. But I think all in all, the biggest challenge I'm facing right now, I'm going through it right now, and that is business expansion. One of the things that I've noticed over the past 3 years working by myself is that my brain craves working with other people.
Yeah. Wow.
And having great clients, that's been absolutely brilliant to work with awesome people and very smart savvy business people. Yet working in my business, that person to bounce ideas and be creative with. So I'm joining up with another business, and we're going to join together and pool resources, and I now have somebody that I can share on a business sense the dream. I can share the dream and we can go there together.
Outstanding.
Yet, that all sounds very nice, yet I'm going in it with the eyes wide open and the rose-coloured glasses have been thrown away, and asking all the very difficult questions that need to be asked to make sure that we stay on track. So that's where I'm at now, bringing on a business partner and going for it.
I'm not plugging this book, I just got it from the library. It's called How to Ruin a Business Without Really Trying, and it talks about all the mistakes that business owners make. So it might be an interesting book for you to check out, maybe for your clients.
And one of the biggest mistakes that, certainly from my experience in working with business people, is that they do not ask questions. Or, sorry, no, I'll correct that. They'll ask the questions, but they do not answer them with the rose-coloured glasses off.
Yeah, that's right. Nice.
Yeah.
Very
And
important.
so that and they're too scared to get an answer that will provide them with another challenge.
Yeah.
So
That's
you're
right.
better off knowing the challenges and deciding whether that's the road you want to take, rather than get on the road and then go 3/4 down there and go, this isn't. So
I agree,
this
totally.
has been probably about 6 months in the making.
Yes.
To say whether this is the right way to go ahead.
And it's important to ask those hard questions earlier on, even though they are maybe a little bit unpleasant. Because, like you said, you don't want to go months, even years down the track, and then find yourself in a lot of pain when you could have not had that problem if you'd asked the hard questions a little bit earlier on of each other, and then that's a good business partnership if you can ask those hard questions about the rose-colored glasses off. So, Di, just quickly, you have a certain client that you have been working with. Tell us about who they are and how you help them. Who generally comes to you?
Yeah, thanks, Roger. The ideal client for me is, and the ones that I believe get the most out of my skills and my services are the medium to large businesses.
Yeah.
So small corporate, medium-sized corporate, those types of businesses where they have teams of people and the teams are growing, yet the communication isn't so great. Some of their other systems aren't great. So it's going in there and saying, well, what systems do you have in place? So what's the social system that their business is built on? What is the resource systems, the physical resources, the technical resources, the processes, what the people do as well as the people, and bring that all in. And those teams are big enough to really get into the guts of, well, how do they operate? And so going in there and working with these businesses, they've got to be pretty gutsy themselves because they're going through change. And change is not a program that we go and do. Change is a process over time. And generally these size businesses are invested in that.
Nice.
They want that investment into their people and into their systems.
And the consequence,
provide the culture that they want.
There's a consequence for businesses that don't really do that structural stuff well that you specialize in, supporting that culture, supporting their people. The consequence is that they have high staff turnover, they waste a lot of money. The workplace, workplace bullying can become rampant as dominant personalities tend to take over, and morale just drops through the floor. The customer gets unhappy. It's not a good place to work. And I love that you're really working in a place of healing, getting into, and with business owners who want to get into the guts of that kind of stuff in their business. So if you're listening to this, watching this, and you're a business owner who likes doing that, give Di a call. So Di, how can people contact you?
Oh, look, the easiest way, they can go onto Facebook, find my Facebook page and send me a message. That's a really easy way.
Okay.
Or go onto my website.
Excellent.
And of course they can call me. And you've got those details. They can call me.
Yeah, I'll be putting those in the links so people will be able to get in touch with you. And that's awesome. And I know we've got a special gift, and we're going to have a competition. But we'll talk. I won't mention that in the video. But I really want to thank you so much, Di, for this interview today. And I just love your passion, your knowledge, your wisdom about business, and your desire to help business owners. So if you're a business owner watching this and you're in a bit of trouble, you're in exactly the right person or right team of people that Di can help, by all means, please reach out to Di. Di Gray, thank you so much.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you.
Thank you.